Welcome to the show.
Big up, big up.
Yes, man.
One
So
love.
Pressure Busspipe.
Yeah, man.
Let's take it from this track, Blaze. This track is it's a black man track, and you being someone being having been exposed in different environment, United States, Jamaica. You've been in Africa. How difficult is it for you to for being a black man in United States right now?
Well, it's difficult. It's always been that way, you know. You know what I mean? And we're born in a system that corrupted, and we're born in in a slave mentality system. So nothing now gonna change until the people get together and said this is what it's going to be, and we need better than that. You know what I mean? So a lot of groups been forming. You see, as more negative start to form, the more positivity start to form. Same way, you know what I mean?
Yes, man.
So we always keep that positive energy and walk around with it, so that, you know what I mean, those who see can follow as well, you know what I mean, and lead by example.
All right. So pressure, uh, because right now most black people are trying to move in Africa. Most black people are aspiring to come to United States, and maybe just for other purposes, maybe for work, jobs, or job, and even education. And many black people in the foreign or in America and other countries are trying to come back to Africa. Where do you, how do you think, what is the solution for Africans at home and abroad? What is the best solution that we could come up with in order to help the black man grow?
Like, Africa is our home, you know what I mean? And if people abroad are recognizing that, and feel like now is the time to go home, then Africans should just, you know, await and welcome those abroad, you know what I mean? And let's strengthen the unity in Africa itself, because Africa needs its children, you know what I mean? And that's the fullness. So children from near and far, Africa is calling out to all our children, you know, and our children are coming home, you know what I mean? So those who are home, you know what I mean, need to be there to welcome us as well. You know,
Yes, man. Yes, man.
that's the motive, that's the mission. You know what I mean? Africa is the fullness, that's the destination.
Yes,
You know?
man. Yes, man. This track, oh, it's from this rhythm, love like that rhythm, and from the rhythm, people expected to you to give a lover stroke vibe, because from the name of the rhythm. Why did you choose this a political song, and maybe what was the creative process that made you write this, Blaze?
Well, I decided to write this song, um, because I know that, you know, this is my feeling. Sometimes I get a rhythm and I know people expect me to sing a love song, so I just kind of trick the rhythm and sing something more that will have more substance, that will elevate people too, you know, because I do understand the energy in the world right now, as far as black man liberation and, you know, the racism happening in the world. So, you know, I know also that the track, most of the artists were gonna sing a love song, because it's the easiest thing to do,
Okay.
you know, on the track. So I just decided to just go a different route with it and kind of captivate the energy that was happening and still happening in America and abroad, you know.
All right. How has been the response so far?
Oh, people love this song. They really feel the song to the heart, because they can relate in so many different ways. You know what I mean? A lot of us have been through, you know what I mean, racism in America. You know what I mean? And it's like something black man, it's like it's not strange to us, you know? So it definitely will resonate, and a lot of people can relate to it.
All right, all right. Many people are in this album. So many artists have featured. How did you become part of this project?
Well, big up to Stargate back in band family. You know, they reached out to me with the vibes, and, you know, of course, I love the rhythm. You know, I want to believe I was probably one of the first artists to record in the rhythm. You know, and when I recorded the song, I knew that the song would really take off because of what was happening in America at the time. You know, so yeah, that was the vibe. So it's just musical relations, you know, and being able to be accessible to producers, and, you know, so they reached out to me, and definitely we fulfilled the mission, you know.
All right. How was the relationship working with Stargate? Maybe some of the challenges you faced.
Well, no challenges, you know, because the music, it's in itself, from I create music, everything becomes easier, you know. You know, the confidence in the work and everything, you know, that's why people and producers like to work with Pressure Busspipe because of the quality
Okay.
and the confidence in the work behind it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that is like a standard. So you don't know when you reach out to Pressure Busspipe to do work, you know you're gonna get something and you just have to just let me do my thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't get too involved in my creativity because I jam I work with too, you know?
All right. How is your general feeling about just this rhythm, and how will you critique it?
The critic, I mean this work is very good, you know. The
Mm-hmm.
artists them and and the rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
everybody put forward great work,
Okay.
you know. So I see this rhythm going very very far, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Nothing happens overnight. It all happens with promotion and all of that stuff. But you don't know, reggae music is a thing that live forever. It never die. People can always take it up in times of need, you know. Once a message defines in that timing. So you know, yeah, man.
Yes, man. I understand this track is part of your upcoming album. Maybe you could tell us the name of this album. Is this the only track? What should people expect? Just tell us about the whole album.
Well, my album, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is the album I'm coming out with is my own production.
All
You
right.
know, Busspipe Records. This album is entitled Heights of Greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that album is soon to be released, hopefully within another month. You
Okay.
know, and the songs on it are very very heavy,
Mm-hmm.
like I would say.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We of course we have some lovers music on there. We not forget the Empress. Then
Mm-hmm.
we have some liberation music as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is something that the fans would really really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all the supporters. So you don't know, Heights of Greatness. You know, Pressure Busspipe.
Apart from just Pressure Bass Pipe Records in this album, who are some of the people you have worked with and you'd like to credit for this your upcoming album?
All the producers, you know, big up to my in-house producers, Ferdy, big up to Deli Ranks, you know what I mean? Big ups to Bulby, big up, Dan Carleon, you know, big ups to Dean Pun, you know, so much to mention. Big up to Masai,
Mm-hmm.
who's another in-house producer. Big up to Legions. You don't know, so it's this album is well rounded with different creativity from different ears and stuff. You know,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, man. I think with this album, it's a great project from you, a great work from you, and many will have expected to see you performing this album in various locations. But due to COVID, which came in 2020, I understand you had a Europe tour which was lined up for you, and many other tours which were in line. How has really COVID? What impact has COVID have on your music and just you and your creative process?
Well, I mean, COVID was bad because of the industry. I mean, it really messed up the industry where we weren't able to go out and perform music and see the fans and thing up close and personal. But it never stopped me from put out music and create music. You know, the creativity became more even intense because I was able to record a lot more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And work on the music instead of always traveling and having to find time and squeeze time in to actually get some recording done. So there was a lot of time to really create music,
Mm-hmm.
which was the task at hand, you know?
Uh-huh. What were you really maybe? What are some of the materials you've been able to research on? Maybe you have been currently been reading on during these COVID times, just to inspire you.
Well, I mean, I've been touching on a lot of things, but I mean, I have not read like a full book, you know, because I just seek knowledge however it comes to me, and anything I feel like I want to learn about, I would just, you know, go and see what that's about, you know what I mean? But because of the way my mind operates more time,
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of get more of my inspiration from life itself too, you know,
Okay.
and day-to-day life and how people just just keeping good relations,
All
you
right.
know, and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it's like a all in one and a one in all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how are things right now in Atlanta in terms of just performances? Are things opening up? How are you really being able to connect with your fans right now?
Yes, well, you know, Atlanta where I'm at is opening up. You know, there has been shows happening in Atlanta. The clubs are open. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the place is basically wide open right now. and a lot of places in America are starting to open up. We're just looking forward for the music business and the industry to really kick off the way it was, so that we the artists can get out, because a lot of artists aren't really making any money
Mm-hmm.
in this time because they depend on stage shows
Mm-hmm.
to make money. You know what I mean? So it's really hard in the business. So we're really looking forward to more shows and stuff like that.
All right, and maybe just some of the guidelines that have been put in place just to ensure that when you go to perform, maybe you are safe and maybe the fans are also safe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Most definitely. Venues definitely we have security and people are. You know what I mean? So it's always a secured environment.
Mm-hmm. Have you been able to do any virtual concerts currently?
Yes, I've done a couple of them, especially in 2020
Okay.
during the COVID season. Um, I've did at least 3 or 4 performances virtually. For the children, and I've released one of them on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
that I've personally did for my fans, from me to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Live from in my studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. So we always try our best to keep in touch with the fans.
All right. So, Pressure, let's listen into another of your latest project. Come back, talk about it, and also invite my DJ and my co-host to ask you another. Pressure, tell me about this track. Who are these fakers? And probably is this part of the upcoming album also?
No, this is actually not part of the upcoming album. This is an rhythm. But big ups to Frenchie,
Mm-hmm.
um, who produced some songs on the album also. But this one is not going to be on the album. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Yeah, but of course you don't know. Just keeping it real with the music,
Mm-hmm.
Um, and burning out some bad mind and faker, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Uplifting
man.
the youth them same way,
Mm-hmm.
Cause you have to watch out for people around you and be careful
All
of
right.
all these, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Talking.
that is upfront.
All right. Talking about fakers and just the whole general about people, what do you think about the current content in reggae, sound in reggae, style in reggae? What's your whole impression about the current situation?
I see the music evolving, you know what I mean, and it evolving in ways that, some people are not gonna like it, and some people are gonna like it. I just realized that, um, music is a freedom of expression,
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean, people speak about what they know. If that's all they know, and that's what they're gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The more we educate ourselves, the more you see it and hear it in the music. So that's important. As artists, you have to know what you really here on earth to do as an artist too. And some artists are here to just make you enjoy yourself in the party.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some artists are just, it have some artists who just sing some wicked lyrics will make you feel like, yeah, some feel wicked right now. You know what I mean? Then you have some upful music. It's like going to the supermarket,
Mm-hmm.
and you buy what you want.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things in the supermarket that are not for you. You know what I mean? But you go and you pick out what you want, and you go to and you go your yard with it.
I true that.
So adjust the music. The people have a choice to listen to the music they feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter what the industry is pushing.
Yes,
We
man.
still have a choice to listen to what we feel is good for our ears. So it's not the artist,
Mm-hmm.
because he only can sing about what he know. It's like a book too. You read from the authors of book that you can depend on. You're gonna inspire. They're gonna inspire you somehow. When you read books from certain authors. And that's just life.
All right. So how important is versatility in music? Because most of your tracks are great tracks, going back from Love and Affection, Lion is a Lion. You've always, if so nice, you've always addressed most thematic songs. Though sometimes back you had a dancehall track which was different and versatile. How important is versatility in your music, and just how important is that to help one grow in this reggae music, because it's very competitive?
Yeah, well, for me, the versatility helps with the longevity, in the business, and just being current and consistency to, being able to bridge the gap with the younger generation as well, too, you know what I mean? Because we're getting older, but we still I get wiser, and wisdom comes with knowing that if I want to maintain in this business, I got to be versatile. I got to be able to, keep the same divinity, no disrespect, and keep the music clean, but also enjoy myself with the music, and have fun with the youths them too, Yeah.
So being that you're just trying to address different environments, like in Jamaica, it's an open place where people can just dress or just openly. It's different to maybe in Africa or in the United States. How do you just make sure keenness in making sure that the content is clean and just balancing between what is good and what is slack?
Well, it comes with oneself. You have to know yourself first, and everything else will come after. To do good, it may come easy to somebody that's the way they live, period. You don't have to try hard to be good, And if a wicked man, him don't have to try hard to be a wicked man in him. Just perform wickedness.
True.
And so it comes with the gift and or the curse. You know what I mean? It's just what you are, and for me, it's just straight positivity. So it's easy for me to reflect that in the music,
Pressure from the point where from where it all began, the pressure is on, and you being able to reach out and the world accepting you with your first album. Don't Call Leon reaching out and you being able to do Love and Affection. How is the evolution in terms of just growing and development? What are some of the elements that have enabled you just to be able to learn this skill and just enhance your style?
Yeah, it's just I listen to a lot of music, so I'm not just boxed in with reggae music, and you know what I mean. I listen to a lot of music, different genres of music, so it all helps me to balance and know that there's so much can be done within it, in the music itself, So I'm just trying to, not trying, but I am just being, divine to the whole music industry, and continuing to, keep the fire burning that way too.
All right. Someone just asked me a question here and is asking who are some of the artists you are featuring in this new album that's coming?
Okay, this new album, I have one of my artists, Malika.
Okay.
And I also have Kabaka Pyramid. Yeah, that's all I can say for now.
All right. Pressure. What has been the greatest milestone in your career that you just remember it like yesterday?
Greatest milestone was, I guess was my introduction to the business. It was a great, feeling to be accepted by song, and the song to become so huge, so quick. It was like, for me, it was like, what I mean, even though I've been doing reggae music for such a long time, just releasing that song, it was like going from 0 to 100 very quickly,
Yes, man.
My life drastically changed, after that song. I have been touring consistently, throughout my life, you know what I mean? So that was a big milestone for me, and many milestones after that, but that is one thing that always plays in my mind, the blessing that was given unto me, and, for me to push forward with that.
Yeah, so has music just been your full-time thing, or there's other things, business you just do when you switch from music, you go into something else, or it's just music?
Music is full-time, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't, you see, with this music, it has to be a life, you know what I mean? It can't be like, you know what I mean, something you do on the side either, you know what I mean? Because it's a it's a responsibility.
Okay.
So it's nothing you can just put down when Jah give you the torch to carry same way, you know what I mean? So that's how I feel about the music.
All right.
Full time.
All right. As we wrap it up, let me give my DJ a chance to ask a question.
Yo, once again, Pressure Busspipe, welcome to Reggae Iration. Thank you for accepting the invitation. I really wish to ask this question. I had some argument with my friend. about the virtual performance and the physical performance. Now that you've been performing at the you've done some virtual performance, and you also be doing the physical performance where you meet your fans in person. How do you compare these two? Like, where do you feel like as an artist you'll feel the right way to be, like the virtual performance or the physical performance?
Of course, the physical performance. You know, there's no comparison to a physical performance. You know, it's none. The energy from the crowd is what we artists work for. You know what I mean? We don't see the internet when we're performing. We don't see what people are saying. We don't see the interaction. You know, we just have to think about, are we pleasing the people? Are we giving it our best? Are they enjoying it out there? You know, but when you actually have the fans in front of you, you don't have to ask the question. You know if the people are feeling this or not. You know, so yeah, it's by far on comparison. No comparison.
Yeah, of course, of course. Thank you. And now, for lastly, like maybe having this question, for the last 14 months, we've been having a very difficult time throughout the world, every country facing this about the obvious COVID-19. How have you connected with your DJs? Like, you know, most DJs now have been playing online, gonna push your music and everything. How much are you connecting with the DJs at this time? Or do you have a fan base for the DJs? Do you have a how do you connect with your DJs?
I have some lists. I have lists, and I have some people that I work with that has a blast. They blast out to over a million DJs, you know. So I would use certain services along with mine, so to make sure that the DJs have the music, you know what I mean? Because it's important that we do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's great. Then do you have maybe any DJ in Kenya, or maybe I should be here, maybe work along with you?
DJ, of course, every DJ if we work with pressure.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
That's very great.
Every DJ.
True to that. True to that. Yes, man. So maybe my co-host could ask a question also.
Yes, I welcome once again from your many compilations and your catalogs. So Nice stands out as one of the big tunes that many Kenyan people love. We'll just love to know, apart from Virgin Island, where I believe you come from, which are some of the islands, being that I've heard that there's a therapeutic beaches with so many islands in the place that you come from. Which are some of the islands around you?
Now we have the British Virgin Islands, you know, Tortola and Virgin Garda, where you have the famous bats, you know, the world famous bats. Tourists, people travel all over the world just to go to Virgin Garda bats. And of course, you know, without being biased, Virgin Islands has some of the best beaches in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? I've traveled the whole Caribbean. I've been to beaches, some nice beaches as well. But my own homeland beaches are top 5. You know what I mean?
Yes, man.
Straight.
Yes, I. True to that. True to that. Finally, as we conclude, we'd love to know how can one get access to your music, which are some of the distributions of your music outlets that you have, and finally, how can one get to link up with you and connect through social media?
Yes, you know, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, you know, iTunes, all the major online distribution, you know, you can find Pressure Busspipe music. You know, Instagram, Pressure Busspipe, Twitter, Busspipe, Facebook, Pressure Busspipe. You know, everything is Pressure Busspipe. So I'm very easy to reach out to. I control my pages. You know, I may have somebody doing some work on it at time to time, but for the most part, I control my pages. So, you know, just reach out and show some love and stuff like that, you know?
Yes, man. Yes, Pressure Busspipe. So, as we wrap it now, maybe you could any parting shot or any message to the Kenyan fans, when and the world, when should Kenyans probably expect you to come? And lastly, any fun facts about Pressure Busspipe?
I am looking forward so much to come to Kenya.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe. I've never toured Africa before. Um, I've gained so many fans throughout the continent,
Okay.
which is like it makes me sad to know that it's been so long and I haven't really
Yes, man.
toured and performed in the country. You know, to
Yes,
be
man.
honest with you. So I'm really looking forward to come to Kenya. I've been hearing so much about Kenya. You know, I have Kenyan friends here in Atlanta and in Houston, Texas. You know, and it's one of those things on my. So I'm expecting in the very near future to be on Kenyan soil performing for the people. You know, one fun fact about Pressure Busspipe is I love to play pool.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I'm not a normal pool player. I'm very, very good. And it's like therapeutic for me too.
All right.
Because I play pool while I'm actually making music. You know, I just play the rhythm in the studio and I go outside and I play pool and I sing out and you know what I mean? But I am very, very good. So if Kenya have any pool player who feel say them bad, you know, in
A serious
Pressure
thing.
Busspipe, man.
Serious thing.
And just
Serious
with it.
thing.
You see me? Yeah.
Serious thing. Serious thing. Pressure. So, any last message to the fans and the world.
Yeah, man. So, all the fans, you know, I want to say much love and thank you, you know, for supporting the music and supporting great music over the years, you know. You know, we are fight for the liberation long time, and you don't know Kenya people have been through so much as a people.
True.
I mean, I've been through so much as a people, so I truly am grateful for the love from the Kenyan people, the whole of Africa.
All right.
You know, and love over the years and so. And for me, anybody, entrepreneurs and especially young artists coming up in Kenya, you know, and who's trying to pursue being an artist and stuff.
All right.
You just have to be yourself, you know.
Yes,
Be
man.
unique, you know what I mean? Because the producers and the industry are looking for people who are different, you know. They want to hear what's new and they don't want to hear what they already hearing on the radio station.
True.
You know, that makes a difference. So you have to really be unique, be yourself, and never give up. Make sure this is what you really want because you're gonna fail many times. You
Yes,
know?
man.
You're
Yes,
gonna try, and there's nothing wrong with failing. You know what I mean? But you have to know to get back up and dust yourself off and keep it going. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just be one with yourself and give thanks for the love and support.
All right, Pressure. Give thanks, give thanks. I think that's a very strong message, especially to anyone aspiring to be an artist in reggae industry, to be consistent, to be just hopeful, and just to be put a lot of effort. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Glad you could join us this afternoon. Looking forward for you to join us again and again in future. Thank you so much, Pressure Busspipe.
Yes.